Uh, Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this first lecture on uh, research method. That's a peace research method. That is the course title, and the course code is PCR 312. My name once again is Dr. Bayo Asala. I'm going to be taking you this course throughout of this period. So I've already passed the introductory lecture online, and if you have not have access to it, at the end of this lecture I will also add it at the bottom of the email that I'm going to send to you, so that you can be able to have access to it on YouTube. So this lecture is going to take us for the period of 8 weeks, which is very short. So all what you are going to look at are going to be an abridged, but the abridged is going to be in details that can be able to put you through this course. This course, that's in peace research methods, is very, very important to every student that want to graduate, because you are going to write a long essay, which can also be referred to as your research. Because in your final year, you are going to choose a topic which you are going to research on, and a supervisor is going to be assigned to you, which is going to supervise you and put you through. But the essence of this course, or the significance of this course, is for you to be able to know how to carry out your research. Research is very, very important, because it is when we research, we gather our data, and then we set up our hypothesis and analyze our hypothesis. Then we are going to arrive at a very good conclusion of the topic or the problem that we are going to resolve. So I'm going to just give you this as part of the introductory aspect of this course, which covers the module that the university have set up or have designed for the students. In the module, from module 1 to module 5, we are going to examine this. So in this lecture or this second lecture, I'm going to put you through on the research method, the definition of research. And if you go through your course module, you are going to discover a lot of or series of research, the definition of what is called research. In the first place, let's look at it. Why do students research? Even right from your undergraduate days, and to those of us that are going to proceed or to a PhD level, there is no year that you are going to graduate in any program that you are running that you will not be engaged in research. And then what is the essence of carrying out a research? We believe that human race, at any level, at any way that you go, human beings always confront problems. And human beings as well will try as much as possible to find lasting solution to the problem that is being confronted in the environment. So in the process of this, you are trying to find solution to the problem, and that is what your topic that you are going to write on, you are going to do. Your topic must identify a problem, and you must do everything capable in order for you to be able to resolve these problems. There's something that I normally tell my students, and which I will not deprive you from it. I've come to realize something in Nigeria, that Nigeria, we are not holistic to our problems. We are not ready to resolve all our problems. There is no any problem in Nigeria that when you start going through the student research in the universities, at least at the PhD level, that have not resolved the problem that you are confronting in Nigeria. And the question that I normally ask people in the conferences that I have attended, and likewise when I'm sharing ideas with my colleagues, that why is it that the government of this nation do not take it as a duty in order to be able to go through the archive of the PhD thesis in this country and try to look at this thesis and what the thesis are trying to resolve. Is it in economy? Is it in political? Is it in communication? Is it in electricity? Is it in our road? Is it concerning water? Just name it. Any problem that we are confronting now in Nigeria, even the problem of insecurity in Nigeria, there are some PhD students or there are some PhD theses that have made a very good recommendation. And if this recommendation are being followed holistically by Nigerian government, I believe that this problem, if not totally solved, is going to be eradicated altogether. Because in advanced countries, they don't take research as with levity. That is why the government of those advanced nations do give grants to students to go and identify a problem and try as much as possible to resolve the problem. But all the problems. But in Nigeria, hardly can you see a PhD student or a master student, even undergraduate students or PhD students having grants. I can remember during my own, I have to single-handedly sponsor myself to Sudan or to South Sudan in order for me to be able to write extensively on the problems in Sudan, the problem of the conflict that lasted for the period of 191 years, and how did Sudanese, both the Arabs in the north and the Africans in the south, how were they able to resolve these problems? To the extent that South Sudan, that's in Juba, and the northern part of Sudan, that's in the Republic of Sudan, have not embarked on another war when South Sudan seceded from Sudan in 2011. This is a case study that Nigerian leaders, both political, just name it, should be able to look into it, that what are the mechanisms that were used to be able to resolve these problems, and for these two countries not to embark on another war. So it is the same thing that students it is the same thing that every student writing a project must be able to look at. But let's first of all look at the definitions of research. In our module, if you look at it, there are 6 points that has been enlightened there on the definition of research. In the first place, according to the module, research is an organized and systematic way of finding answers to questions. Is an organized and systematic way of finding answers to questions, because we are going to set up your hypothesis, and in your questions, in your answers, you must be objective in your answer. So the second point here is that research is an attempt to investigate, examine a phenomenon, event, or an object, etc. So these are the definition of research. Let me just take you down to the bottom line of the 6th definition that is being given. The number 6 point here say that is an organized study, methodologically investigation into a subject in order to discover facts, and this fact that you are going to discover should be able to resolve all the questions. So when you are doing this, when you are carrying out research, you should be able to have these points in mind. What are the solutions to these problems? What are the facts in order to when you are being objective to it? Let's look at the problem in Nigeria, the problem of herdsmen farmers, landowners, and everywhere. I believe that there's no any problem without a solution, because we have not been living with this problem in Nigeria right from the time that we have been identified as Nigeria or as Nigerians. We are, as time goes on, we came to discover this problem, and the problem is living with us. So what are we going to do in order to be able to resolve these problems? So these are the things that research is all about. So if you want to carry out your research, first of all, you have to identify a problem. And number two, you have to make sure that you provide answers to these problems. So let's go further according to our module, that research is the systematic and objective analysis and recording of control observations that may lead to the development of generalization principles or theories, resulting in production and possibly ultimate control of events. So these are the things that you also look at when you are making a research. And by the time you are able to come up with this, there's nobody that can be able to fault your dissertation, your project, or your thesis. Similar thing happened to me, because by the time I went to South Sudan and came back, and at the point of my defense, even from APC level, nobody could fault it, because I was on ground. I ate and died with them. I did everything possible with them, and then during this process, I was able to gather my data, make my analysis when I came back to Nigeria, and I was able to make my recommendation. So these are the things that you are expected to do in your study. So let's look at a type of research. You discover that the type of research varied. We that were in social sciences, your methodology of carrying out research is quite different from those ones that are in arts or humanities. And if you have to go into science or management sciences, they have their own methodology of carrying out their research. So you at this level, in this department of peace studies and conflict resolution, you have your own methodology. You cannot just go to political science and adopt their method there and now bring it into the social sciences. It will not go, because you do not follow the method. So as I've said, that we are going to look at the various type of research. We have some very few here, that there are various types of research. However, 3 types are in common place in social sciences, or that cut across all over. These include basic or theoretical, and then we have the second one, applied and practical research, which are distinguished below. We have the first one there, basic research. Basic research is concerned with knowledge for the sake of theory, because when you are writing at a postgraduate, when you are writing your project, you have to have in mind the theories which your study will rest upon. So by the time you Google the internet, you sort for materials, you read textbooks from various libraries, then you can be able to establish a theory that your research is going to be based upon. And then we are going to also look at we also have other examples that by the time you go into your module, then you'll be able to understand it better. So let's just look at the other sections in order that that concern this. Let's look at the importance of research. If research is not important, then we will not embark on it. So research is very important, and it is expected, as I've said, for every student before you graduate.
you have to carry out research. And I believe that even the grade in research is higher than every other one. There are some places whereby it is 6 credit unit. In some places it is 9 credit units. And if you are able to score up to B or A in it, if it is possible, if you work hard, you can earn it. Then at the end of the day, at the end of the program, your GPA will be boosted. So it is very important for you to say, not just for the sake of carrying out research. So let us look at the significance of research. Research is very vital to day-to-day activities as well to our everyday discussion making. Research therefore enable us to do the following. It has been itemized in your module. So what are them? I'm just going to mention 3 of them and emphasize. And you too, you should also study on your own in order for you to understand, in order for you to know the significance or the importance of research. One is that it solved or find answers to particular existing problem through investigation. What do that mean by this investigation? You have to make sure that you carry, you interact with the people that are there, oral interview. You interact with existing literatures or literatures that have been written concerning this. When I was away, I conduct oral interview. I use my gadgets, recording gadgets, video gadgets, tape recording and other things like that, in order for me to be able to gather information, in order for me to be able to get information through my own research methods. Even the telephone conversation that I had with the people that I could not see but could telephone them, I recorded everything. So it is the same thing that you also do. Another significance of research is that it generates new concept and explanation. Look at when this coronavirus started. Initial stage, it took the scientists, the pharmacists, to be able to research and find a vaccine that can be able to cure it. That is investigation. A lot of money, because if you want to carry out research, you have to spend. You cannot say that even if you visit libraries, it is part of spending, because you have to get yourself to make photocopy of some materials. If it's those ones that you downloaded from internet, you have to make sure that you photocopy them. And then another significance of research is that it improves the quality of social life. Like now, if someone is able to come up with, or maybe or is able to postulate things that can be able to minimize or reduce or de-escalate the issue of this herdsmen and farmer clash or conflict, you know that it has resolved a problem, and this issue of food insecurity that we're having in Nigeria will not be there. So you should have it at the back of your mind that when you are carrying out your research, these are the significance or the purpose of carrying out your research. You go through your module again, you see the characteristics of research. And this thing I've simplified in my own note, which I'm going to post to you on the characteristics of research. And if you go down through your module, you are going to also discover a lot of things here that is going to help you to do it. Let us look at search of research, and that's types of research studies or design. You go through my short note here. I've been able to abridge and to put it in the language that can be able to read on your own as a student and understand it better. I said design research involves the deciding on a general approach as well as planning how various research elements will work together, will be in juxtaposition or in synergy to achieve the desired goal, the objectives, and the result. Like now, if you are carrying out research of how to resolve the conflict the current conflict here, even the one of Boko Haram in the northeast of Nigeria or in the northern part of Nigeria, this issue of kidnapping, that some years ago, this kidnapping was not in the northern part of Nigeria. It was in the eastern part of Nigeria. But look at it, and it has subsided, or maybe it has been eradicated. It's as a result of research that have been carried out. And then when the result of the research have been implemented, that was what resolved the issue of kidnapping in the east. During that period, my friends that are from the eastern part of the country could not travel home. Why? As a result of the insecurity in their own region. But now it is an issue of the past. So there exists many possible formats, methods, or plans of carrying out research, which was to summon into two major categories or classes, namely the qualitative and the quantitative research approaches. Both the quantitative and the qualitative approaches to classification of research activities classify all research studies into one of the following categories. You have them: quality approach, quantitative approach, and then I've been able to break down as well the quantitative approach, the quantitative research approaches. When you go through my notes, you'll be able to get it better. And then it is the same thing that I did to the quantitative research approach. And then we have, I'm able to explain as well that how do primary and secondary school teachers, no, this is not part of what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say that this correctional research is part of the characteristics or the type of research that we have. And then we have the casual comparative research. From the word casual, you'll be able to understand as well, and I'm able to give 3 points there. And then we have the experimental research. This one, it is the scientists that practice this most, because they have to go to their lab for lab analysis. We in the social sciences or humanities or in arts, we have lesser things to do there. Let's now look at also try as much as possible to compare the quantitative and the qualitative research approaches. So when you go through all these things, you'll be able to understand them very well. You know that quantitative and qualitative are quite different, just from the terms. Then you can be able to understand what is meant. Then we have triangulation. This is a process of combining both quantitative and the qualitative research approaches in single studies. But this one is not all that applicable with us, because it is not the kind of research approach that we are going to do here in the social sciences, in peace studies and conflict resolution, is the quantitative one. But for you to be able to combine both, I think that even time at this level will not permit you, maybe except when you advance to your PhD. So in conclusion, this unit, that's module 1, unit 1, simply does a brief overview of what research is all about and reveal the importance or the significance of the development and application of critical and systematic method of inquiry in providing solutions or answers to the problems that are pandemic or endemic in the country or all over the world. People that were able, or scientists that were able to find lasting solution to this COVID-19, it is a universal solution to the problem that is confronting human being, such that better understanding and achievement of knowledge could be accomplished through the application of scientific method of investigating social phenomena, events, or social problem. So these are the things, and then you are going to answer the 3 questions, the 4 questions that are stated there in your modules. Just go through it, and you can send the answer to your questions to me through my email address. And if you also have any question that maybe any area that you still need more elaboration here, I pray that in time will permit us to be able to do this when we come to summary. Just know down the area of your weaknesses and how we can be able to help you to do this. And I pray that before you finish this course, your mind will be framed, you'll be informed on how you are going to carry out research. And I believe that at the end of the program, when you are writing your long essay, you'll be able to score up to B or A. But what you ought to do, you have to make sure that you follow the methodology. So I wish you all the best when we meet next week, Saturday. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you all.